from Edith Wharton's House of Mirth. He had a confused sense that she must have cost a great deal to make, that a great many dull and ugly people must in some mysterious way have been sacrificed to produce her.
Lily Barton. She is a super attractive single woman living in New York in the 1890s. But shiz does not produce adoration. Adoration is produced by all that look upon her. This is a power that flows through her, that she can turn a little to the right or a little to the left, but ultimately, it doesn't belong to her. We as men feel it. She is so gorgeous that on some level she influences the room, the city, and men and women who have never laid eyes on her, whether she wants to or not. She is so adored that she can't feel any of the rawness of this world. She just wants to know the truth, but that requires not being adored long enough to hear it. Men eventually learn you can't speak to women, particularly beautiful women, the same way as you speak to another man. This is a terrible disservice to you single young beautiful women, but seeing how you can go anywhere and speak to anyone, why would we chance upsetting you? 2. Lily Barton was like a giant Vanderbilt estate built 200 miles from the closest gas station. They can't give it away for sake of its grandeur, and there is not a buyer for it even if there were one. This fills out the entire of what Wheat Waffles calls a perfect 10. Beauty, youth, and intact virtue. Nothing can be added. Unfortunately, ladies, men can improve near infinitely. We can become wealthier, stronger, smarter, have more edge, become more powerful, and more talented. So there never can be a 10 out of 10 man.
My view of Lily changed over the course of the House of Mirth. There's not many handsome men in the world, even fewer who can actually make a living from how handsome they are. So with that, I kind of hated Lily Barton from the beginning. I mean, pick a man already. Everybody, and this whole I'm a victim, you're at the top of the hierarchy, you're the most beautiful. I see everyone's a victim. That was my main complaint. But I must say, at the end, I loved her. I saw she failed to assimilate, even though she was trying, into the lower classes. Yet she held her dignity, which is something the women of today wouldn't do. She failed, but maybe I failed my life as well. It hasn't been all green lights, trying and failing. Well, I mean, what was the purpose of schooling? Ha ha ha, I tricked you to going to school. Now we're going to give you all the jobs to the minorities. Ha ha ha, we win. Yeah, that was a funny trick, boomers. You get a string of losses and you have to ask yourself, wait a minute, haven't I lost the game? Why am I still playing? Can you extend some love to a woman that's felt that, who had a little empathy for that? She was treated like a child and tossed in the deep end. She can't choose because all the attention she received from men was like a drug, barring her from the harshness of reality. Men who looked at her, men who looked at the ugliness of the world and focused on beautiful creatures like her to counterbalance the ugliness, pouring through her attention and adoration. Lily was a sedative for men who had no peace and no beauty in this world. Now, I'm sure my Christian brothers and sisters will say, let Jesus be your peace. I don't really want to hear that if you're 50 pounds overweight, if you have a medicine cabinet full of pills, or if you have a private browser option on your dashboard. Now, I'm sure I'm going to cut this off right before you start looking at my hypocrisy. Yes, I've touched despair. I've been weakened. I've been weak. And you have, and here, if you've never felt that kind of despair, like here's the test. If you believe you have, if you believe you've overcome, answer this question. What is the opposite of hope? What's the opposite of hope? Not despair. It's false hope. You have to jump from false hope into despair to board hope. You have to get into the cold water. And Lily was thrown into the cold water with no chance of hope. I love that little doll. Sorry. At the end, I fell in love with Lily Barton, not for her great beauty, but for her character, for the pain she held, for the fear of another tomorrow. Can't I just love her? For the missed opportunities, for what she was shielded from the mistakes she made because that shielding, that pain, that pain we sought to relieve in all of us men. And we used her like she used sedatives, and then we discard her because we didn't want the other women to be upset. Lily Bart was a good friend for the House of Mirth, and she held her virtue, which is a whole lot more than I can say about the rest of you broads. Holy God in heaven, please send your Son, save us all, my Lord. Save us all, Holy Father.